A very good evening to you all. My name is Marissa Marinda and you are watching Newsplus. Let's take a look at tonight's headlines. The SADC Sustainable Energy Week kicked off in Victoria Falls today with a call for enhanced regional integration and stronger collaboration between the public and private sectors to tackle the challenges of expanding renewable energy across the SADC region. Government says it is taking over the repair of inner-city roads. This was announced by Transport Minister Felix Mona during the commissioning of a completed stretch of Harare Drive. We give you more on that story right here on Newsplus. Chatunga Bellarmine Mugabe and his co-accused have been remanded in custody until the 3rd of March for their bail application in South Africa. The duo faces 3 charges, including attempted murder. And in the world of sport, it's not looking good for the Zimbabwe Chevrons, who are on the verge of defeat to West Indies in their first Super 8 encounter. Now for the news in greater detail. A call has been made for enhanced regional integration and stronger collaboration between the public and private sectors to tackle the challenges of expanding renewable energy across the Southern African Development Community SADC region. Energy Minister July Moyo made these remarks as the SADC Sustainable Energy Week kicked off in Victoria Falls this Monday. The event features plenary sessions, bilateral meetings and field visits designed to catalyze regional economic growth through energy initiatives. President Emmerson Mnangagwa is expected to officially open the summit on Wednesday, followed by a meeting of all energy ministers.
The SADC Sustainable Energy Week, hosted by Zimbabwe's Ministry of Energy and Power Development in partnership with the SADC Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency, runs through this week. Running under the theme, Driving Regional Economic Growth Through Clean Energy and Energy Efficiency, the conference serves as a high-level platform to accelerate the transition to sustainable energy. Energy Minister July Moyo emphasized the need for collective action to address energy security challenges and drive economic growth. Minister Moyo says countries within the SADC region must work together to expand renewable energy capacity.
We are grappling with the issue of renewable energy expansion in terms of our countries. We strongly believe in regional integration and the role that both the public and the private sector play in all of it.
This year's gathering will promote open engagement with no closed-door sessions to maximize collaboration among stakeholders. He described Zimbabwe's Energy Compact as a blueprint to transform the sector and support the country's Vision 2030 goal of attaining upper middle income status.
This is our blueprint in the energy sector, which will help us achieve the national vision in the case of Zimbabwe in terms of Vision 2030, and is captured in our NDS2, which was launched last year by our president. Our Energy Compact is both for hydro, big and small, as well as thermal, but more importantly, it introduces the issues of renewable energy and energy efficiency.
As part of the proceedings, Zimbabwe officially passed the hosting baton to Eswatini, represented by Minister of Natural Resources and Energy, His Royal Highness Prince Dlamini.
The government says it is taking over the repair of inner-city roads despite it being a purview of local authorities. This was said by Transport Minister Felix Mona during the commissioning of a completed stretch of Harare Drive this morning. The minister also commissioned a new asphalt plant at Skyline, which he said will go a long way in production of tar to service the country's roads.
Well, earlier today, the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructural Development commissioned a completed stretch of Harare Drive leading to Chinzowu roundabout. Now, that completed stretch is within the purview of local authorities. However, the ministry is saying that they will be working with local authorities to ensure that there is efficiency and that our roads are trafficable. Now, if you look behind me, there is an asphalt plant that the ministry has commissioned.
Most of our roads are in a sorry state, but I've highlighted that yes, it was under the local authorities, but it's not that time again to continue pointing fingers. We need to make sure that we rehabilitate our sorry roads.
The plant launched today is expected to process 120 tons per hour. This will enable faster response to road damage and potholes across the country.
So far, Ministry ya mobilizer, matruck, anoshuka kuma 30.
Chairperson of the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Transport said the plant will help reduce the cost of doing business by lowering road construction expenses.
This also reduces cost ekugadzira road nekuti iyo ministry ndo yakuzvigadzirira tara. Munguva yadarika ministry yaitotengawo tara kubva kuma private players nemutengo unenge wakakura chaizvo.
The project represents a step forward in improving infrastructure, and authorities say the new plant will improve efficiency and speed up the road construction process while significantly reducing costs. For ZTM Prime, I am Setachisiwe Gwaza, Skyline.
The Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is this week hosting a regional workshop in Harare focused on strengthening disease surveillance systems, improving pandemic preparedness and response, and accelerating domestic resource mobilization for health security. Speaking during the meeting, Health and Childcare Minister Dr. Douglas Mombeshora said such capacity-building initiatives are critical in helping countries like Zimbabwe respond effectively to emerging diseases and public health threats. We give you more in the following report.
Africa CDC is hosting a regional workshop bringing together public health experts, government officials and partners from across Southern Africa. The meeting is focusing on strengthening disease surveillance systems, improving pandemic preparedness and response, and accelerating domestic resource mobilization for health security. Over the years, Africa CDC has played a critical role in coordinating the continent's response to major outbreaks, including COVID-19, while supporting countries to build laboratory capacity, enhance early warning systems, and train rapid response teams. Minister Mombeshora noted that the region has witnessed an increase in pandemics over the years, making it imperative to strengthen national health systems.
It is very difficult to mobilize people when an emergency occurs. So this is actually a preparation in advance to say that these people are trained. They are coming from different countries. So these health experts are trained in advance in emergency responses, so that when there's an emergency in any country, they can be quickly mobilized to respond effectively.
Africa CDC emphasized the need for robust health systems capable of responding swiftly to emergencies. He also stressed that domestic resource mobilization remained a key priority, urging African countries to reduce reliance on external funding and invest more in their own health security systems.
Unfortunately, the continent is recording on a yearly basis more than 200 public health emergencies. So we need all the time to be ready, to be prepared, to provide external support to our member states whenever this is beyond the capacity of the country. Our priority for those AVOC members to be locally as possible. So if outbreak happening here in Zimbabwe and they need assistance, we look for the Zimbabwean within the AVOC roster to deploy them first.
Participants attending the workshop say the training is timely and essential. A delegate from Tanzania commended Africa CDC for facilitating knowledge sharing and strengthening regional collaboration.
So to be part of AVOC, it's a big privilege for me to explore the knowledge, much more knowledge, to be able to respond more perfectly, not only in Muhimbili National Hospital, not only in Tanzania, but for Africa. Africa is a continent.
The workshop is expected to enhance coordination among Southern African countries, ensuring future outbreaks are detected earlier, contained faster, and managed more effectively. Reporting for ZTN Prime, I am Mirira Nsingo.
Do stay with us. Newsplus will be right back.
Every day, millions of moments travel through the air. A call home, a payment made, a lesson learned, a life saved. But But behind each moment is something steady, something quiet, unseen, unshaken, powering connection, supporting lives. This is Econet Infraco, Zimbabwe's largest private infrastructure group, comprising towers, power, and real estate. We build and operate the essential systems that hold the country together with scale, certainty, and purpose. We bring together three powerful engines of progress under one roof. Towers that carry the signal, clean energy that keeps it alive, and foundations that hold it all in one place. Because behind every connection, every transaction, every step forward, there's a quiet force. Econet Infraco, built for resilience, designed for growth.
Good evening and welcome to the greatest show on earth. This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go!
Wherever you are, whatever your reason, it's on SuperSport all season long. Reconnect and stay connected to DSTV Compact and get the best football on us.
Treasury has approved the release of about $30 million from sugar tax proceeds for the procurement of additional critical cancer diagnostic equipment in a significant boost to Zimbabwe's oncology services. Health and Childcare Minister Dr. Douglas Mumbeshora said the funding will be used to acquire advanced machines for distribution across the country's central hospitals. These will add to the 2 new machines which were procured from South Africa. More in the following report.
The equipment includes CT scanners, magnetic resonance imaging, ultrasound units, mammogram machines, all essential for early detection and accurate diagnosis of cancer. Minister Mumbeshora says strengthening diagnostic capacity is crucial to improving survival rates, as many cancer cases are currently detected at advanced stages due to limited screening services.
We have been given permission by the Minister of Finance, and we are looking at various pieces of diagnostic equipment to help in the diagnosis of cancer. This involves procurement of CT scans for all our 5 central hospitals, and also CT scans for all our provincial hospitals, MRI scans for all our central hospitals, ultrasound scan machines, X-ray machines.
The procurement is expected to ease referral backlogs and improve access to timely investigations within public hospitals. The minister described the investment as a strategic shift towards decentralized screening, faster diagnosis, and improved treatment outcomes. The move follows the recent arrival of 2 cancer treatment machines as government advances efforts to build a comprehensive and modern oncology system.
The 2 machines that have arrived so far, one will be deployed at Mpilo Hospital and the other one will be at Parinyat Hospital. So we are now at the stage of construction of the bunkers so that the equipment can be placed in those bunkers.
Sustained investment through sugar tax, Zimbabwe is strengthening early detection services and bringing life-saving cancer care closer to communities. Reporting for ZTN Prime, I am Mirira Nsingo.
Zimbabwe is on track in implementing social protection programs aimed at safeguarding vulnerable communities against the effects of climate change. This emerged during a media engagement organized by the Africa Platform for Social Protection, which sought to educate the media on the intersection between social protection and climate change.
In February 2022, the African Union agreed on the Protocol for Social Protection for Africa. The programs were to be designed to cushion citizens against the shocks and vulnerabilities posed by climate change. Authorities say Zimbabwe has taken the lead by becoming the first country in Africa to sign and ratify the protocol.
And Zimbabwe has already taken the lead, and we are really hoping that we now have to move forward and domesticate the conditions in the protocol so that we can now push our program throughout the country and ensure that all the citizens of Zimbabwe get access to social protection provisions. This is a huge milestone for the country.
They have called on the media to play a leading role in raising awareness on social protection and climate change.
Firstly, that climate change and social protection cannot be separated. Secondly, there is no work that we can do without any media houses present. Information can only be spread if media houses are informed.
Elizabeth Chanyao from Zimbabwe Climate Change Coalition highlighted the importance of highlighting climate issues and how the vulnerable can be protected.
Climate change really affects especially the vulnerable communities, and social protection is there to assist and to help those vulnerable communities, groups and individuals.
These protocols will go a long way in cushioning people in vulnerable areas from shocks of climate change. Latro Nyangu for Citizen Prime in Harare.
Do stay with us, Newsplus. We'll be right back.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go!
Wherever you are, whatever your reason, it's on SuperSport all season long. Reconnect and stay connected to DSTV Compact and get the best football on us.
The World Bank is projecting stronger economic growth for Zimbabwe, with GDP expected to expand to between 4.6% and 5%, broadly in line with Treasury's 5% forecast, driven mainly by recovery in agriculture and mining. Speaking to ZTN Prime, World Bank country manager Zimbabwe Eneida Fernandez said the country's growth outlook has improved on the back of a favorable rainfall season, which is said to significantly boost agricultural output, a key pillar of rural incomes and overall economic performance. She also commended fiscal and monetary authorities for maintaining discipline in recent years, noting that policy consistency and macroeconomic stability have had a positive impact on the economy.
So I think it was very clear when we did our study that Zimbabwe's economy is stronger than it has been in a very long time. I think there's a lot of policies that have been put in place. We talked quite a bit about the work and the presidential program on improving business environment and making sure that the private sector is able to influence the economy of this country. And we're seeing a clear growth not only on the agribusiness sector, manufacturing, but also mining as well, with the costs of gold and lithium going up. But also the diligence of government in managing the economy. Inflation is down. There's great plans for energy upgrades in the country, all that leading to growth that we see coming this year, of maybe even higher than what we had originally predicted.
The National Social Security Authority, NASA, has announced a $1 billion increase in its pension fund over the past 4 years, reflecting improvement investment performance and stronger financial management. Speaking on the sidelines of the 2024 annual general meeting in Harare this Monday, NASA Chief Executive Officer Charles Shava said the authority has managed to maintain minimum pension payments at $2 per day, describing the move as part of efforts to cushion pensioners against rising living costs.
But we tried during 2024 to keep the pension levels above the minimum $2 a day prescribed by the International Social Security Authority. We, in 2024, were paying $70, $60 to $70. We started at $60 and we ended at the year at $70 per month, which is above the $2 a day. So we tried under very difficult conditions to keep our head above water, and we were paying pensions above the minimum levels.
Up next, we take a look at what's happening in entertainment. Gospel musician Minister Everton Mlalazi is reliving his great moments in Zambia, where he was welcomed with open arms during his performance. Mlalazi chose Zambia as the first international stop on his Great God tour in Africa and Europe. He said that Zambians amazed him with their enthusiastic singing along.
And I love the way people here in Zambia were vibing to Monondi Dandakada, Tati Naoya, songs from the new album. We're going to introduce more and more as we go into the tour. But it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time in the Lord.
Renowned actress and producer Charity Hlodlo is set to celebrate 23 years in entertainment industry with her maiden tour of New Zealand. Kicking off on March the 1st, this month-long tour promises to open new avenues for Hlodlo, highlighted by her captivating one-woman play, Once an Actress. Written by British author Tony Layton, produced by UK-based Patience Tavengwa and directed by Stanley Mambo in Malawi, the insightful production will debut at the Nelson Fringe Festival from March 5 to the 7th. Following this, Hlodlo will further enchant theatre enthusiasts at the Dundane Fringe Festival with additional performances scheduled from March 15 to 17. Hlodlo expressed her commitment to commemorate this milestone with an hour-long monologue that delves into pressing issues of gender inequality and violence against women overseas. Do stay with us for a look at what's happening in the world of sport.
In a world where music transcends boundaries, where rhythm and melody unite the hearts of people, comes a show that celebrates the power of music like never before. Get ready to dive into a sonic journey that will leave you mesmerized and yearning for more. Welcome to the captivating world of Z Vibes. Vibe to it, baby.
The Zimbabwe national cricket team lost by 107 runs against West Indies. It all began on a promising note when Zimbabwe won the toss and elected to bat first, a decision that ultimately backfired as wickets tumbled and momentum slipped away under sustained pressure. Attention now turns to a crucial clash against hosts India National on Thursday, a must-win encounter if Zimbabwe are to keep their semi-final hopes alive. In our next story, Zimbabwe senior women's national team coach Sitetelelwe Sivanda has warned against complacency ahead of their final group game at the CASAFA Women's Championship on Tuesday. The Mighty Warriors face Botswana at Seshoho Stadium in Polokwane, chasing a semi-final berth. They are tied on 4 points with defending champions Zambia needing a win to guarantee progression to the last four.
For me, really, I would say, obviously, no room for complacency. Take every game as a cup final. Always give it your best. Never underestimate your opponent. Respect the opponent, but only defeat them in the field of play. You don't defeat them before you play, because football is practical. Everything else is just going to happen in the field of play.
Sivanda also called for consistency in terms of financial support after the players received $2,700 each for appearance fee from the sports ministry.
We want such kind of things to be consistent enough so that someone really knows that I have a career in football, because if it doesn't happen regularly, then you are not you know, this is not a consistent thing, and you might not really put 100% of everything, because but if you know there is consistency in terms of remuneration or whatsoever, you know, you put everything, you sacrifice everything to make sure you are always found in the best shape. And for now, the girls are motivated. Our honorable minister really put something on the table, really, and they are really motivated. They are trying to really give their best to show that they appreciate the efforts that have been done.
Youth football development continues to take centre stage in Zimbabwe, with academies playing a crucial role in nurturing the next generation of stars. The Jadal Football Academy Invitational Tournament has grown into one of the key grassroots events on the football calendar, bringing together various academies to compete and showcase emerging talent. ZIFA board member Brighton Ushendibaba hailed the tournament as a platform to showcase the next generation of footballers.
Very happy, and I'm sure us as ZIFA, we are working towards these developments, whereby we'll be hosting these academies. And you know, it's from development side, this is one step for development, I can tell you. To start with these young kids, that's how we build soccer. Start from the kids until we get to the adults. What I can say is I really thank Jadel for this day today, and every team which came across to this tournament. When I checked, there are some teams which came from Victoria Falls, Bindura, all the way. These young kids and their parents who came to support these projects. I can say keep on supporting the kids, and that's the way, and I'm sure we're gonna be somewhere in the future.
Jadal Football Academy founder Walter Musanu highlighted the importance of football in keeping the youth away from drug and substance abuse.
That's why we're sitting back, because JFA started from Bari, but now we have kids from all over there coming to Bari to train. Soon we're going to open another branch in town. So we are now giving back to the community. That's why we get to bring it here to Kari Stadium today. We are in support also of fighting against drugs. Remember, we have the First Lady, our first week of our country leader, President Emerson Mnangagwa. The First Lady is running a project of fighting drugs here through Angel of Hope. So we're also taking this initiative together. We say together we can build something, together we can fight the drug substances. So we are just in sync, in line with the government, what the government wants, and we're supporting it.
The recently held Zimbabwe Senior National Swimming Championships unearthed new swimming talent as over 200 swimmers took part in the 5-day swimming tournament.
Considering it's my first gala of the year, very important, so I can see where I am at and where I need to put more work into. And also just so that I have time to start off this new season, so that I can make it for selections. And also it's a really important gala for selections, because most Zimbabweans have to be here and have to swim nationals in order to be selected for other tours. So yeah, getting to share the podium.
That's all we have for tonight's edition of Newsplus. My name is Marissa Miranda, and from me and the crew behind the scenes, we say pleasant viewings and we leave you watching the weather forecast.